Yeah, all right. So benefits of product life cycle, benefits of product life cycle. Read through that content, read through that paragraph. Someone can even explain it better than I can. I can explain it. So the point is not about strategies. It can help you to define the strategies which can be used based on the product life cycle stage. So if the product is in a growth stage, then naturally a lot of advertising and investments are needed to keep the product in the growth stage. Thus, strategizing becomes easier with the product life cycle. Who gets something there? Who gets something there? Strategies, something like that. Any idea?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, please continue.
I guess it talks about like forecasting strategies per stage. Like if
Yes.
a product is still in introduction, what
Mm-hmm.
stages you need to promote sales and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
What did we say? Which promotion do you use under introduction? You don't remember? You said
Informative.
informative, yeah. So under introduction, you are using informative, but under growth, you use persuasive advertising. And then under maturity, you carry out more. You actually multiply what you have been doing at growth stage. Why? Competition is very stiff at maturity stage. So it depends on the way you study the competition, and you can easily determine which strategies to use. That's why you can look at a company that doesn't advertise but has customers, and yet another one advertises more often, and you wonder why. Meaning, these ones, the competition is not very stiff like the other business. So strategies, you study your market and you easily choose the right strategies. Strategies can be all about advertising, mention, write them down. Advertising, number one, labor. It can be labor, it can be also strategy. Technology, it is a strategy. Even location is a strategy. Those are all strategies businesses use. You can say, well, let us use more human labor than machines, or let us use the high quality technology, or let us change the location and make it beautiful, or let us measure in quality, or let us, you got, those are all strategies. Durability is a strategy. Okay, so that's point number one that you can understand regarding PLC. Another point is decision making. This one, someone just talked about it. Product life cycle helps managers with such decision making because it has sales forecasts, sales data, as well as performance over time data. The combination of these two can help managers to take decisions faster. If you make more sales on introduction, it means now you are no longer in introduction. You are going to growth. If you make a lot of sales on growth stage, it means you are going to get to the maturity stage. But remember, I told you last time, some businesses may remain on introduction stage forever or for a longer period of time. Why? Maybe the product has not worked out. So decision making helps you when you PLC helps you to make better decisions. Because when you are at introduction stage and you feel like sales are not increasing, it means don't make decisions for growth stage. Still make decisions for introduction stage. If you are on introduction stage, sales increase rapidly. That means you are in growth stage. Don't make decisions that are for introduction stage when you are at growth stage. So decisions differ depending on the stage. That's what you're trying to say. Look, decisions per stage. For example, price. If I'm on introduction, price should be not the same as the one I will set when I'm on maturity stage. Promotion. The methods I use under introduction are not the same methods I will use under maturity. NPD, new product development. I shouldn't introduce a new product when I'm still on introduction stage, meaning I should look at the product when I'm on introduction stage. I should look at the new product I've brought till it works out. Maybe I've not yet advertised enough. Maybe the outlets are still few. So decisions differ or vary depending on the stage of the PLC you are on. You cannot introduce a new product when you are still at introduction stage. But when you are at decline stage, the only option is to introduce a new product. So those very decisions you see in the very table, they are the very examples you may need in your essay when you are answering. So decisions, you can make better decisions using PLC regarding NFP here. Okay. Another one is forecasting. Who can explain this? Read through it and you think care to go, I really don't know. Okay, it has gone. So who can read through that? Guys, you read for us that kind of, those words, read them for us and someone else can maybe explain. Be first, please.
Okay, teacher. Forecasting sales become easier with enough experience. It is easier to forecast how a product will move through the product life cycle and therefore what levels of sales will it achieve. For example, if Samsung launches a new mobile phone, it knows that the mobile will grow for 1 or 2 months. It will then reach maturity for 3 to 6 months. Then the model will start declining because consumers start searching for new models. Okay.
Continue.
Okay. On an average, a single product in the
Portfolio.
on an average, a single product in portfolio of Samsung smartphones survives for 2 to 3 years at the max, even though products series like Galaxy or Note might survive longer.
Okay. Who can explain that? Forecasting. First of all, what does that word mean? What does it mean? Forecasting. What is that? People who are better than us in English, please.
Predicting.
Sorry?
It's like predicting.
Yeah, predicting. Yeah, very good. Predicting. Go on. If you got the word, I think you can try to.
So it helps in forecasting the sales. Here, the business is going to like predict for how long the product is going to be, possibly on high demand and when it will decline. So if they know that it's going to take like about 2-3 months for the new mobile phone, when it will still be having high demand like for 2 to 3 months, so this will give them time to maybe make improvements so that by the time it starts declining, they will bring about maybe another product.
That's
Or another
beautiful.
extension.
Yeah, forecasting, predicting. But you can put a new product in place. You predict and say, in 2 months, we are going to make intensive promotion and we can have a good turnout. That's kind of prediction you can make and forecast. So when you make a prediction and you have made a new product, you can strategize and sit and say, let us promote for 2 months, and 2 months we will be ready out of introduction stage and we go to the growth stage. Growth stage, we predict that we shall find some competition there. What should we do? Maybe let us keep our prices stable, let us not increase them. And on that stage, remember, we expect to make a lot of sales, a lot of them, and a lot of profit. And so you see that kind of, because you know the product life cycle in your head, you don't just act at random or by chance. You know things formally. They're even in the book, on the paper, and you just follow them very well. So you can easily forecast sales and say, introduction, we don't expect more sales. Maximum, we can expect like 20 phones to be sold. So if you get less than that, you are not shocked, because you already know that on that step we don't make a lot of sales because customers are still few. So it is like predicting or planning for something, and when it happens, you're not shocked. It happens with your consent. So under introduction, you already know sales won't be many. We should avoid some funds. We should have some funds in place to keep our costs or to cater for our costs, because sales won't be very many. So it is all about you planning. You can stroke or you can call forecasting planning or predicting. It means the same. Even with that example I try to get for you. So competitive advantage. Someone talked about this. Joe, read that. Be fast, please. Time.
Competitive advantage. A marketing manager can also run the product life cycle of a competitor's products beside running their own, provide they have the sales data. Accordingly, the firm doing this analysis has a competitive advantage as they can take one step ahead of the competitor. Example, competitors' product in the introductory stage, whereas the company's product is in the maturity stage.
Continue.
So I'm not seeing others.
Boy, what are you using a phone or what?
Computer.
I think your connection is low. The other paragraph says the mature product starts advertising and pulling consumers so that the newer product never takes off. So competitive advantage, when you know about product life cycle, you can easily outcompete others, because you can try to make the wise decision in like timely, the right time. Yeah, so when business products, the competitors are going or are declining, before they introduce a new one, introduce yours. And we always see those battles. Remember, I told you competition is like a battle, a fight businesses have over competitors. And people always want to modify things every day, make them better, because customers want better things that look unique, smart. So that's what we call competitive. And uh, so
I have a
meaning,
question.
yeah, please ask.
Under focus,
Mm.
some stages last longer, and so how can you predict, like, some businesses last longer on growth, and so how can you predict what you will do with that?
In planning, it means you talk about what you hope to have, but it's not a must that you'll have it. It's like someone who said this year you must finish senior 6 when he was talking about it in Jan. And they had money in place, they had everything, every facility in place, but around March, COVID comes in. So in planning, you have to talk about what you expect, but there are always external factors. So you can assume that introduction will last for 2 months and lasts for 5 months. Or you plan that it should last for 2 months, it lasts for 1 month. So planning is all about doing things in an informed way, but it doesn't approve that that's what is going to happen. So, but someone who didn't plan and someone who planned is likely not to face a lot of costs and losses, no. But someone who didn't plan anything and is just operating randomly and by chance, that person is likely to miss a lot. But just understand that PLC guides us in decision making, in strategizing, in forecasting, and outcompeting others. And use the 4Ps. When you are explaining PLC, make sure you use 4Ps. You have valid explanations, valid ones. Don't just base a lot on the features. Features of the stage of PLC, that one means you have understanding. That's what we call knowledge. So if you have knowledge about the PLC you're talking about, that is okay. But if you want to get marks for application and analysis, make sure you have the knowledge of the 4P now. That's the best thing that you can do. Remember, when we are starting this topic, I told you, it is not a must that every product will go through all the stages up to declining stage. That one is not a must. Some products can even die when they are still on introduction stage. Some products may even decline when they are still on growth stage. Some products may not decline, they remain on the market forever when people are still having them. That one is so correct if the business doesn't have competitors or it doesn't have a lot of competitors. The product can remain on maturity when they're not even advertising a lot. Or if your target market doesn't mind, they are just okay with your products. Or if you have few competitors, or if you have patent rights, government kind of hand, the government, we call them patent rights. Patent rights. When the government is giving you that kind of, rights, we call them rights, and people can ending up with you. It's like when the government says all people who want pharmacy services use this insurance company. That means that insurance company will be enjoying its services because of the government what? The government rights or the situation or the environment. So there are a lot of external factors, but we shall look at them, I think, towards the end of the lesson. So towards the end of the topic, and I think probably tomorrow we might end everything. But right now, I don't know what else I should even give you, because I've given you PowerPoints, I've given you the Microsoft Word, the PDF, the YouTube videos, I've taught you. And for sure, guys, if you have not yet grasped this, just know you are just doing a lot towards that, but at least I've tried to make sure you can grasp this. And it is 10:40, so that's how I can conclude today's lesson. And I'm going to mark your assignments and submit them at least before today ends. Anyone who has something to tell me, otherwise me, I'm done. And
Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, people who have not yet understood, go back to the YouTube video I shared or the PowerPoint I shared and read it through. Very good. So you can sign out and go for some rest before you join the next lesson. Otherwise, me, I'm done. All right, nice day.